with the shipping bottlenecks and port congestion worsened by
global supply chain isn't functioning as it normally does.
The supply chain crisis seeming to get worse each day. The ports are clogged with ships filled with goods and supply chain crisis seeming to get worse each day. The ports are clogged with ships filled with goods and supplies. The transportation issues on shore are grinding deliveries to a halt. ABC's Philip Box in Port Elizabeth.
What do you guys think? I think it's a serious issue. Global supply chain, no? Wait, Mira, I want to buy something. Okay.
Aisha, have you seen this news?
Seeming to get worse each day. The ports are clogged with ships filled with goods and supplies. The transportation issues on shore are deliveries.
In international business, a crisis doesn't wait for a scheduled meeting. For Friesland Campina, the storm has just hit the front door.
Everyone stop what are you doing right now? We are facing a massive global supply chain collapse. Geopolitical risks just shut down our main shipping lane and our containers are completely stranded at the sea. Is everyone alert to this issue yet?
Yes, boss. My screen is flashing red right now. The maritime tracking system are completely jammed. Nafeesa, come here. I just saw the alert too. The factory managers in our regional plants are already calling me. Rock-based milk powder supply is dropping to critical level.
Exactly. If we don't move fast, our entire production line will freeze by tomorrow. Drop everything and get to board meeting room right now. We need an emergency war concert.
Then, as soon as MAIZATUL, the CEO asked them to prepare for the emergency meeting, Annisa and Nafeesa quickly go and get the others.
Lisa, what's the procurement progress? Do we have any backup cargo ships in the region or are we totally blind?
The progress is terrible, Aisha. Traditional lines are dead. I am frantically compiling local vendor data right now, so we have alternative options to pitch.
Nafeesa, what is the status of the current factory floor? How much buffer stock do we actually have planned before total shutdown?
We are operating on less than 48 hours of raw material safety stock, Mira. The floor is in a pure chaos because the schedule are shifting every hour. Let's get inside before Madam lose her mind.
Agreed. Grab your laptop.
Yes,
Let's go.
actually,
The time for speculation is over. Inside the boardroom, the atmosphere changed instantly as executive team logs themselves in.
Alright everyone, thank you for coming in a short notice.
With the global supply chain factoring outside, Friesland Campina's emergency war council officially begins.
Alright, now that we are all behind closed door, let's look at the cold hard number. Lisa, walk us through the official procurement data on the screen right now.
Okay, boss. So if you look at the map on this slide here, ocean transit delays are giving us triple our usual lead time. So this brings us to the core issue of our problem, which is regionalization versus globalization.
Okay, we have relied on globalization for efficiency and cheap sourcing for years, but it is still viable?
Right now, it is a massive gamble actually. Ongoing geopolitical risk management data shows that our traditional shipping lines are completely unreliable. And on top of that, transit cost inflation is driving up containers fees by 300%. So we need to rethink our raw material sourcing immediately before our buffer stock hits zero.
Nafeesa, you mentioned that the factory managers are panicking. Give us the exact operational breakdown on the ground.
Okay, It's complete nightmare on the factory floor, madam. Plant efficiency is dropping because we keep changing factory schedule day by day based on whatever random materials arrive. It completely breaks our workflow. Can you give us a specific example? Because I need data for my mental log.
It was pure chaos. We had the labor force paid for, the heavy machinery running on idle power, but zero output. We were literally burning money by the minute because of a single delayed shipment from Rotterdam.
Then, when the materials finally arrive at the midnight, we have to pay them double overtime to hit our daily quota.
Well, that is highly inefficient.
So we are reacting instead of planning. From a risk perspective, this means our vulnerability index is at an all-time high.
Exactly, Mira. It's creating massive bottleneck on our floor. We need to structure change and we need to settle it today.
With the planning established, the executive team must now find a solution to keep the factories running without destroying the company's financial stability.
Alright, let's look at our option. We need a combination of quick fix and long-term change. Nisa, what the alternative logistic lane do we have?
Okay, boss. So the first option is route diversification. We pivot to a hybrid model. We will utilize sea freight for our heavy base lot inventory, which cuts our shipping costs overhead. But we will also be relying on air freight only for critical, fast-moving items like specific milk enzymes and specialized packaging.
If right, that bypass port delay completely. But what the financial cash? Look at ALLYSHA. Look like she's about to faint.
Well, it ensures fast delivery directly to our regional hubs, but it is only a short-term phase. Long-term, our strategy must be regionalized raw material sourcing. So, by moving our supply base closer to home, specifically sourcing dairy bases within Southeast Asia.
Let's hold on a second. Air freight is incredibly expensive, and setting up regional supply contracts on short notice carries a huge premium price because local markets have different pricing indices. Nisa, do you know what this does to our profit margins?
Can you tell us? Because I need the raw numbers.
If we move even 20% of our volume air freight, our logistic budget will be wiped out by next month. And local suppliers know we are desperate, so they are charging a 40% premium for raw milk ingredients. If we accept those terms, our cost per unit goes out of control.
Okay, ALLYSHA, tell me, how does this impact our market position?
Madam, Friesland Campina's business model relies heavily on our cost leadership strategy. We survive by keeping production costs low to protect our profit margins and keep consumer prices stable. If we take on this massive transit cost, we'll ruin our operational budget. Or worse, we will be forced to raise the price of Dutch lady milk for everyday consumers. Pushing costs to families during an inflation crisis will destroy our market shares.
Very point. We cannot just pass to the bill to our consumer. But Nafeesa, if our factories shut down completely because we refuse to spend money, the damage is worse. How do we justify this operational pivot without breaking ALLYSHA budget? Okay, hold on guys. Hello? Yeah, sure. Okay, I'll be there. Okay. Actually, hold that thought. I need to take this urgent phone call from our regional directors, so let's take a quick 5-minute break. So you guys may leave first. Let's continue later, okay?
During the break, some discussion were made.
be honest with me, Annisa. How bad are the procurement numbers really low?
Honestly, Allisha, if we stick to our European suppliers, our buffer stock will be empty out by next month. We will have no choice but to pivot our entire network.
You know what? I've been mapping the risk variables. I can feel that Madam Chairperson is going to push for a major operational shift during this meeting.
A major shift means major money. As CFO, my head is on the chopping block if our cost structure goes out of control.
I know, but a total factory shutdown will cost us millions. And worst case scenario, we will also lose our major retail clients. Do you want that for us?
Exactly. We'll just need to find a balance between supply security and financial system. I think let's head back to the meeting room.
True. Let me finish the stuff first. We're going to meet.
Alright.
I'll tell you the update.
Back in the boardroom, informal anxieties turned into formal strategies. To resolve the clash between operation and finance, the team deploys their core business frameworks.
Alright, let me see. Nafeesa, before the break, I asked how can we operationally handle this transition without breaking our core strategy. Do you have a concrete answer for ALLYSHA?
Yes, madam. Lisa, take a look at this slide. Let's look at this contingency theory perspective. Okay, so can you explain that framework for us, Nafeesa? How does it apply to our current bottleneck? Okay, contingency theory shows that our operational strategy must change dynamically to match external market conditions. There is no single best way to run a supply chain permanently. Our structure must align with this current environmental volatility. We can stay static in a global crisis and expect old methods to work.
So, what the actual operational plan to minimize waste if we implement this?
Okay. Our third strategy is increase production flexibility. Instead of long manufacturing runs that require massive inventory sitting in warehouse, we will dynamically adjust our factory schedule and product outputs based on real-time materials availability and local market demand. We will run shorter, smarter shifts, no more paying for either labor.
Wait, looking at regional sourcing and flexible production together through the resource-based view framework, it actually makes sense.
Right, because it puts a safety net into our actual operation. So local sourcing secures our materials so we are not stranded by ports closing down, and flexible lines let us adapt instantly to market demand. It is exactly what the framework means by turning internal resources into a permanent competitive advantage.
Yes, exactly. By securing local suppliers within our region, we turn an external threat into a valuable, rare and limitable internal strength that competitors can't easily replicate. In the long run, it stabilizes our cost structure and protects our cost leadership strategy by removing international freight vulnerability, and the upfront premium pays for long-term survival.
But complacency is the enemy of security. Before any corporate plan is signed into execution, it must pass through the gauntlet of risk analysis.
Okay, good. We have road diversification, regional sourcing and production flexibility on table. Financial is on board, but a major shift always carries operational friction. So Mira, what are our blind spot?
So look at the summary grid here. We cannot implement this blindly. First, we face heavy logistic complexity, juggling a dual air and sea model while onboarding completely new local vendors means our team has to deal with double the custom paperwork, domestic compliance checks and separate shipping contracts. This requires intense lead time monitoring, or we will have trucks that stop at the border instead of ships stuck at the sea.
What about the cost impact inside the factory floor itself? Will labor costs spike?
That's the risk number 2. High operating costs due to labor fluctuations, because air cargo arrivals can be highly irregular compared to scheduled sea freight. We will see unpredictable delivery windows. This means high overtime fees for factory workers as they rush to process incoming shipments at odd hours. mixed with expensive downtime when local material drops face transit bugs.
And what about the suppliers themselves? Can local regional vendors actually match our global dairy standard?
That is our single biggest risk, madam, which is limited supply capacity and quality locally. Regional vendors might not have the advanced processing technology or massive volume capacity to meet Friesland Campina's strict infant grade safety and high nutritional standards. We cannot risk a contamination scandal.
We cannot compromise on quality under any circumstance. Our brand reputation is built on trust. Mira, what is our mitigation plan?
So we will implement a two-step safeguards. First, a mandatory strict pre-contract quality audit for every single local vendor to verify their chemical and biological testing system. And second, a dual vendor system, so we split our volume requirements between multiple suppliers. That way, we never rely on just one source. With all frameworks verified and risk accounted for, the hour of decision arrived.
Excellent breakdown, everyone. This has been a very productive session. The decisions are final. We have balanced our framework with harsh operational realities.
Okay. I will instruct the plant managers to prepare for flexible scheduling and clear the warehouse space for local inputs immediately. We will begin training the staff for shorter shift turnarounds tonight.
Perfect. We will execute the hybrid XC route diversification to safeguard our short-term stocks. Procurement will begin moving to certified regional vendors under MIRA strict mitigation guidelines. That brings our emergency meeting to a close today. Before you all head back to your departments, I want to say a quick thank you. I know the global market is tough right now and there's a lot of pressure on your teams. But looking at this table, I know we have the right leadership to handle this. Your hardworking and strategic thinking are what keep Friesland Campina strong. We have a clear plan and I fully trust on this team to pull it off. So take care of yourself and look out for your stuff and let's get back to work.
And so, Friesland Campina's leadership has successfully navigated the storm. By applying contingency theory to operation and securing local resources to protect their cost leadership position, they transform a global supply chain crisis into a sustainable competitive advantage.
Then, 3 years later, the strategic pivot that started in a moment of sheer panic has fundamentally reshaped Friesland Campina regional footprint.
Hey guys, look at this. It seems like our company is improving.
Wow! I'm so proud of us. Right? Let's go. Dinner's on me.
Let's go.